You follow? Anybody else? Any other questions out there? It said chain of 10G in an AI submarine. Hey, by the time it get up to that point, man, if people don't got that tech around it, hey, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell them. Cause that shit tearing through your auric field. And see, we think in the linear sense and think that, oh man, I can't feel it burning through my body. Just because you don't feel it don't mean it's not happening. You hear me? Just like when they blow a dog whistle, you can't hear it, but that dog can hear it. You know, you can't smell radiation. You can't smell the lithium radiation that's being emitted from your cell phone. When your phone is heating up, when it's real hot on your phone, it's emitting a lithium gas. You can't smell it. You can't taste it. You can't see it. You can't hear it. But you damn sure can feel it. And it starts to disrupt your endocrine system. It throws off, it generates a hormonal balance, a hormonal imbalance, right? That it makes your joints hurt. Yeah, that's because it's attempting to find, pockets within the body to rest at. And that happens a lot with people, man. That's what it happens a lot. A lot of the younger generation, they're going to start getting carpal tunnel because they be holding that phone all the damn time. Your fingers were not meant to be holding the phone in that fashion. And the dopamine that hold on, Pee Wee, the dopamine is being produced from you scrolling on that phone with your thumb. Is sending a signal to the tegmental area of your brain, which activates your reward center. Close that door, man. Or you going back out? That's dealing with your reward center. And the brain takes that signal like it's being rewarded. So it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling. They call it doom scrolling, right? And it starts to create a neuroplasticity effect within the body or within the brain to make certain that you become more efficient at scrolling through your phone. This was done. This is a strategic plan that was predetermined by marketing systems in order to promote more of the things that they want you to spend your money on. It is what it is, man. People not aware of it, but hey, it is what it is. Y'all tap the screen for me. Why artificial intelligence should be automated information, no intelligence. Hey, ain't no why to that. That's an excellent question, man. It should be. It should be because it's doing exactly what what MIT said. People are not thinking. In 3 years, people will cease from thinking, and they'll depend on the AI in totality to do the thinking for them. And a lot of times, we're not even using our memory anymore. You just tap the button for somebody's name, and then the phone rings instead of you dialing the actual numbers. So we're using less and less of our memory, and we begin to develop atrophy in the pineal area of our brain, which is where our memory processes are stored in the pineal gland, right? The pineal gland vibrates at 5.7 hertz. And in radiology, we look at 5.7 and just call that 57. And the 57 Neteru just so happens to be Taweret, who is a hippopotamus. And that's the hippocampus area of the brain. That's no coincidence, right? And when you look at Taweret, she is part hippo, or she's hippo with a crocodile. kind of both of them integrated into one. And what this is showing you, the reptilian portion of the brain and the mammalian portion of the brain. And the hippopotamus is a mammal that could submerge itself in the water and stay at the lake floor of the water, or it could be submerged in water and sink to the bottom of it and stay there for 16 hours. And it's a warm-blooded creature, right? But the crocodile, shouts out to Sobek, like I got on my shirt here, has the medulla oblongata, which we call the cerebral cortex, or the reptilian portion of your brain, or the brain stem. That portion of our brain came from the branch line of reptoids, right? That is connected to us genetically. It's the ancient ancestors. Some of y'all may not like to hear that, but this is just on the physical side, because you're not a physical being. You're not the body and you're not the mind. You don't have a soul. You don't have a spirit. You are soul. You are spirit. You have a body and you have a mind. And you these are utilities that you utilize in order to interface in this reality, right? I say that a lot. Then I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again, because it'd be a lot of people, it's their first time, being open to this platform. And I want to make sure that we maintain our clarity in this great day and time called noontide rain. But anyone else, any other questions? Shouts out to Plant-Based Nature. What's up, love it? I see you. Shouts out to Plant-Based, man. That brother be putting in the work. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. You be propagating, bringing in new members into the community all the time, and I see you, man. Just wanted to give you that acknowledgement. Anybody else? Any other questions? All right, let's get up to 50K likes, and we're going to go into the radiology. We're going to deal with the laws of reflection within radiology. And if don't nobody have any questions, I'm going to take it. I'm going to pull the Bible out. We're going to go into the Bible app. Because there's a lot of people that's in the church and they're being held hostage. They're being held prisoner by Pastor Porkchop. And he holding them prisoner with their shame and with their guilt. And he's manipulating their emotions. And he's shaking you down like a Sherlock in Brooklyn. Shaking you down. You know what I mean? Making you swipe. Making you write checks. That shit been going on for years. Everybody in the damn congregation poor as hell, and his ass rolling around in a Rolls Royce, hopping off of private jets and shit like that. Knowing damn well that shit is a lie that he propagating to you. You're not putting it in this right context for you. Because 9 times out of 10, he belonged to some Masonic lodge. And and I'm not a Mason and I'm not a Shriner. I just got to put that out there. I'm not neither one of those, right? I didn't go through those particular lodges. I belong to Ramesses Lodge. And that lodge predates those lodges by 10,500 years. That's what they attempt to base everything they got going on. But when you walk through the pylon or the archway of these particular buildings, all you see is Egyptian shit in there. And I use that word loosely, right? But that's all you see in these particular things. Your pastor going there, he bow before his worshipful master, then he come out and start telling you something about Jesus. Someone that you cannot prove to ever had actually existed, right? And I'm not saying that stuff can't work for you. Anything can work for you if you use it as a catalyst to better yourself, right? Make yourself a better person. But the truth of the matter is that no one in the Bible or the Bible or the Torah or the Tanakh, you cannot prove to me that they actually existed. You can't show me a gravesite. You can't show me a tombstone. You can't show me records of how they lived, when they lived, and where they lived at. outside of your book. No one else can confirm the stories that you're talking about. However, there is one individual in those particular scriptures who actually existed, who they actually can prove did exist, and that is Ramesses, right? Ramesses, they take him through all the museums. They take him, his son, Ramesses II, and his son, Ramesses III. They also take Amenhotep through all of the museums, right? Because they could prove that they actually existed. They got their artifacts, the things that they were buried with. They got the stories that they journaled and left, right? That's where the so-called Book of the Dead comes from, because when you pass, you're supposed to leave your journal for everyone to learn from. And this stuff go back well past 10,500 years. Your average Judaic priest will tell you that the earth only 6,000 years old. You follow? And that's a false awareness. That's right. They pillaged all that shit. They burnt down, the library of what they call Alexandria, right? They burnt all the records. The Mesopotamian army, which was led by Alexander the Fake, who they call Alexander the Great, and his first, his head general, who was Seclius the First, who established a city called Antioch, which is where Christianity was birthed. I talk about this in my book, The Poverty Paradigm. The link is not in my bio, but go to my website and you will check it out. It's an ebook. Download it and see how I put those timelines together. Not just to show the fallacies of your religious convictions, but just to let you know that there's people out here not telling you the full story. Then they tell you they did it in the cartoon. Yeah, right on level. So Ahmose, shouts out to Ahmose the First, who actually existed. This is where they get the name Moses from. They took it from the people in the Happy Nile Valley. You think it's a coincidence that they had to tie Moses into the Nile, and they had to tie Abraham to Ramesses, and Jesus had to go to Egypt until Herod was dead? You think that's a coincidence? They had to tie those made up stories to something that could actually be validated, that had empirical data attached to it to prove that it actually existed. Now, you can prove everything in the Happy Nile Valley existed, but you start talking all that Bethlehem and Jerusalem shit, you can't prove nothing, none of that. You can't prove to me that King Solomon existed. You can't prove to me that King David existed. It says Sobek on your shirt. That's tech gear. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Ivana. On the website. Check out the website. It's on deck. It's on deck. And this is the year of Sobek. 20 plus 26 will give you 46. The 46 Neteru is Sobek. The 46 Neteru. We got 46 chromosomes, right? And some of those chromosomes come from the crocodile, which they used to call the alligator fat from the crocodile. They would take the alligator fat and turn it into an oil and use that oil to anoint people with it. And they called it Mesa or Messi. And when you transliterate that back through the Indo-Euro linguistic tree into English, it comes out as Messiah. That's not by coincidence or chance. Just have to add that on there. Yeah, but go to the website, get the gear, get the Baruti brand, right? Noontide Ray Tech wear, and stand out from the crowd. Everywhere I go, people, they be wanting to say something, but they don't. They be looking like, damn, where you get that from? One white dude got a little heart. He was like, "Yo, was that a baseball team?" Because I had the hat on. You know what I mean? I had on one of my hats. These available on the site too. Right? I had the hat on his ass. He was just looking and looking. you know how some you can feel somebody look at turn like, what's up? Like, is that a base? Is that an actual team? I was like, nah, man, that ain't no. That's a part of my brand. You hear me? But you got to represent your culture for the melanated people out there, man. You got to show people because they taking it over right now, right as I speak. They over there changing the faces on the walls and making them light skinned. They taking all the women and turning them pale. And y'all don't know that it's alchemy in those hieroglyphs. And as they start to change the faces, what happens is, listen, the brothers over here start getting with Becky and Kathy, right? And start producing lighter children. And that hiccup starts being allocated to them and not to the sisters. You see how the sisters be acting all crazy. I'm sorry, sis, but a lot of y'all be acting real wayward. That's why. And then y'all don't give two fucks about your culture. Shouts out to my sister, Kimmy Got Bars. I think she changed her name up. Shouts out to Kimmy Got Bars. And I know that they after you, Kimmy. I shouldn't have been calling out everybody's name. That's why I don't call nobody name out no more. Because TikTok start going after their ass too. But that's one sister she definitely represent to the fullest. But we need more women, more melanated sisters to start dialing into their culture. Put the feminism down. Put the feminism down and just dial into the culture that identifies with you, that reflects you. It's the default setting. The Happy Now Valley is the default setting on the ley lines of the pyramids. And you just have to know that. You hear me? We get up to 50K likes, we're going to pull out the whiteboard and go through the gates. We done went through the gates of rainology, but we'll go back over the gates of rainology again. But I want to show you guys the arithmetic of rainology and how it works, just to familiarize yourself with what it is, what it is that I teach. Because I always say when I come on here, I'm your beloved brother, Dr. Ray Anuntai Ray Tech. I am a master organite tech builder, teacher of rainology, wielder of primordial energy. I am my ancestors' keeper, and I am a master of alignment, right? I've been on this journey over 29 years. I've been initiated into 2 mystical orders, and I've been a part of those orders for over 28 years, 27 years, one of them, 28 years, one, 27, the other one. I've been teaching over 14 years. It'll be 15 years in May, right? And the other half of that time, I was being taught. You hear me? That's why I be correcting the shit out of some of y'all. Just like I'm correct Rahman. He said, happy MLK holiday. Yeah, his birthday wasn't today. And I take that as a slap in the face from the federal government because they actually assassinated him. I don't even want to say they murdered that man, right? And Jesse Jackson helped line him up. he thought that he was going to be, he was going to be the gatekeeper. And just like how Jay-Z today, he tried to give off that air like he got all the black people up under him. You got to be careful with people that can't grow hair on their lip. That bro got enough facial hair for me. I'm just keeping it 10K, man. Got that booty face. Shit weird. He got there's a lot of skeletons in his closet. What he do behind closed doors, that's his business. But that nigga don't represent me. And you don't represent all of the brothers in this country. Yeah. May the ancestors be with Martin Luther King, right? But he was a front man for the Rothschild. The Rothschilds invested in him. And they invest in a lot of our so-called leaders, right? Our leaders are handpicked for us. And none of them make it out to their elder age. They don't like for us to see elders because our elders could point out the lies that went on prior to us being here, right? You got to realize that. You got the children of God and you got the children of the devil. To put it in a rudimentary form where everybody can understand it. You know, God is an ancient ancestor. And I use that term loosely. But you got God and his children, and you got the devil and his children, or Satan and his children. And they have no qualms about telling you that Satan is their father. The people that his children, they have no problem with that. They running your world right now. They run your government. They run all this shit. And he uses flattery to entice you and make you value the material items that he perpetually bombards your psychic center with through his marketing and advertisement ploys, right? You start prioritizing and living your life in order to obtain the things that he suggests you value, instead of just prioritizing and valuing your opportunity to return back to the bosom of your creator. That should be your focal point. I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that. You know what I mean? Everything else is just a fucking distraction. And they done came to me a few times attempting to get me to, you know, not speak to my people. They don't want y'all thinking. They don't want you to be empowered or enlightened. They don't want you to have that drive and that motivation to become self-aware. They want to keep us in a perpetual cycle of transgression, descension. And we didn't already went as low as we didn't already hit rock bottom. Now it's time for us to come back up in this great day and time called Noontide Ray. You're not playing with them no more, man. Your rule is up. Their rule was up in 1999, and the world over is starting to see their trickery and their chicanery. It's on full display, and black people misnomer, white people misnomer, Asians, my Hispanic communities, I use that term loosely, my Mexican brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters from Venezuela, Peru, Honduras, Belize, the Caribbean islands. Everybody is seeing their trickery and chicanery, and due to the power of technology, they're starting to put it on blast. We started to put it on blast, man. And the devil's horns are starting to show and becoming a lot more comfortable with presenting his family and his children before the world, right? And many people side with the devil. They sell their soul, right? Many people do. But shouts out to Tariq Nasheed for some nigga trinkets. That's what we call them. Y'all sell y'all soul real fast for some nigga trinkets. And that's unfortunate, but it's just something that happens, right? Anybody else? Y'all got some more questions? We had 35,000 likes. Yeah, I don't know why all those people dropped out the room. If you dropped out the room, I'm not kicking you out the room. That's TikTok doing that. TikTok is doing that to attempt to create some form of dissension. And I told y'all, they be gaslighting me all the time. So y'all keep tapping that screen. I'm not blocking your comments. I'm not blocking you from putting your questions in the comment section. I'm not doing none of that. Said, what's soul trap? Soul trap is called incarnating into the physical realm. That's a soul trap. Your soul is trapped here. Listen, when you incarnate here, you incarnate into the sperm cell, right? What do they call, where do they house prisoners? They put them in a prison cell, right? You incarnate, you, the soul, incarnates into a cell. a sperm cell. You follow? And once you acquire a body and it gestates in the womb of your mother, and you come out of her womb, you got a rib cage, right? You're caged in. And the rib cage covers your solar plexus, right? And while you're here, they have a social engineering program in place I refer to as 66666. Let's go up on the board. You see that? I'm going to take that down. And I'm going to take this off the board too. Y'all got to come join the community. Y'all want some of that good stuff right there. Go join the community. I'm not giving pearls to swine. Some people been watching me for years and think they gonna get it. They gonna get all of the ins and out of everything. Just join the community, man. Come on. You in that Chick-fil-A drive-through line every day. All you got to do is get you a piece of tech. That's all you got to do. You hear me? All right. So for the first 18 years of your life, that's 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. It'll give you 18. Y'all see that? You become indoctrinated into the social engineering program. It takes 18 years for that. Social engineering program developed by the Rothschilds. And it was engineered in order to make sure that you become a worker. They want you to work for their businesses so that their businesses could thrive and grow and their family can grow and continue to rule and control you, right? That's the first 18 years of your life, right? You spend 15 years working, right? 1 plus 5 equals 6, right? Spend 15 years of your life working. That's 33 years of your life right there. You see that? You spend 15 years being entertained. Rather that going to football games, basketball games, soccer, what have you, you know, watching movies, watching television. They say the average American spends 15 years in front of the television. You see that? See those sixes? That's a 6. That's a 6. Then you spend 24 years in the bathroom. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Right? Bathroom and hygiene. And many of y'all get up and get dressed and y'all not preparing to go into prayer when you go to the bathroom and you get dressed and cleaned up. You do that to go get entertained or you going to work. You see that? So just this right here, let's review. 15 and 15 is 30. Plus 24 is 54, right? You got the 18 years of being indoctrinated. So 54 and 18 will give you what? 72? Oh no, that's 70 years. Or am I wrong? 72. Then you spend 12 years of your life. That's 6 plus 6. You know, on the cell phone. So let's just look at this here. 15 and 15 is 30. 24 and 12 will give you 36. That's 66 years of your life after you've been indoctrinated. It takes 66 years of your life and they already got something for you to do. Can y'all see that? Let's tap that screen, you guys. Come on, man. I'm giving y'all the sauce right now. I'm giving you the sauce. Ain't no need to act like I ain't. We will have clarity in this great day of time, though. Right? Give y'all some clarity. So they had already got it figured out what they want you to do for the next 66 years of your life. Once you turn 18, right? They already got it figured out for you. So you add that 18 years on there, you got 84 years of your life. That leave you with 16 years out of 100 years of your life. And by the time you're 84, you can retire and live like a fat rat off of the 15 years of work that you done gave to the indoctrinated social engineering program. You hear me? What I'm showing you how to do is how to leverage them 16 years against that. And how do you do that, Dr. Ray? By doing this. Putting your energy into your divinity. Right? You got to put your energy into your divinity, because that's something that the devil does not have. He doesn't have divinity. The devil's favorite hangout spot is the church. That's his favorite spot. That's where we love to hang out at. You hear me? I be doing y'all a disservice. I ain't tell y'all this stuff. I hope y'all getting this. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Right? Shouts out to the chef. We will be in Atlanta, March the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th for the 1089 seminar. Tickets are still available on the website. Seating is limited. Seating is limited. If you stay in the Atlanta area, if you want to join our community, you can find out where we'll be having the prerequisite to the seminar, so you can learn how to meditate, learn how to inhale the sunlight, learn how to develop the breathing techniques necessary to move the photonic and plasmatic energy through your chakra field. Get your chakras prepared. We will be going to Jeju and detoxing and sweating out all the impurities prior to the seminar, right? So come and join us, man. We on the move, and we're having a profound impact on this reality. A profound impact. You know, shouts out to Unis Melchizedek. My community is currently being observed from the eighth dimension, from the beings that's thriving on the eighth dimension. They watching everything that we doing. And I ain't saying that to be talking on no mumbo jumbo or none of that. That stuff was brought to my attention. I didn't ask for that. I wasn't doing what I'm doing with that intention in mind. But when you're doing great things in this great day and time, hey, beings in the omniverse take notice. And they find a way to let you know that they see what you're doing and they keep doing what you're doing. Because we healing the planet. We are the custodians of this planet. And that's why you came and incarnated here in the first place. You've seen the devilishment that was going on this planet. You've seen the malefic activity that was being exhibited towards children on this planet. And you wanted to do something about it, some of you guys, right? That's why you incarnated here. But somewhere along the line, through these sixes, you got indoctrinated into the social engineering program and you became a sheep, right? Like your mothers and fathers before you. Because you inherited their traits and the things in their genetics. And I told y'all, this is the year 2026, 20. This is how you use raynology. That's happy. 26, that's Sekhmet. See that? 20 plus 6 is 46. That's Sobek. You see that? Sobek is the uniter. Sobek is the uniter. Gary, you're going to have to get out of my chair, buddy. I'm going to need you to get out my chair. My cat like being in my chair, you guys. I don't know what. It is anywhere where I sit. Y'all know the cats think that they rule you. They think you they pet, right? That's the reuniter. Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited, right? Reunited. 46. You got 23 chromosomes from your mother. 23 chromosomes from your father. 23 and 23, the 23rd Neteru. Anybody know who the 23rd Neteru is? Say, can you side the camera out a little bit? All right, can you see it now? Yeah, you spelled it wrong, 210. But that's right, though. It's Nefertum. Nefertum, right? Nefertum is the complete one of Atum. That's the child. That's really the child of Ptah and Sekhmet, right? Let me look here. Let me confirm. Yeah. Oh, young Atum, right? Oh, young Atum. Young Atum, right? That's talking about a child. And when you pull up an image of Atum, it shows a lotus. And that's what you're doing in the womb of your mother is you're growing. Y'all see how this stuff is connected? This is how you scribe with the raynology. Yes, the lotus. You hear me? So you blossom. Your father plants the seed. Your father plants the seed in the soil of your mother. So when they talk about Mother Earth, they're talking about your mother taking on the personification of the earth. But the true earth is Geb, right? Who was the father of who? It's the father of fathers. He represents the planet, right? And his wife isn't a planet. She's the sky itself. A lot of you sisters give yourself a discredit saying, oh man, the women is Mother Earth. No, no, no. You the sky. You the sky. You the mother of mothers, right? That's right. That's Newt or Nut. This is your culture. They don't want you to know this. Because once you start to do that, listen, the chromosomes that's connected to these beings, they start connecting to you. Because I told you guys, it's 1/3 of you that's your mother, and it's 1/3 of you that's your father. They provide the chromosomes for you. But when you, the soul, incarnates here, you don't have no chromosomes with you. You using their chromosomes. So it's 1/3 of you that's not your mother or your father. That's you. The Nefertum, the young Atum, right? That's right, Newt, right? And Newt transitions from Noon or Noonet to Newt and to Moot, right? Those are her 3 forms. Also, me hurt. For those that's up on it. I could go there. I just don't know what level people on. Like I said, I speak in the range of people. I try to stay in the range of the people that's new to the journey, but don't think that we didn't have to stay there, you guys. If you're a little bit more advanced, you got questions, ask your questions. I can't answer them. We cover everything over, under, and within the sun. Everything over, under, and within the planet. Everything on world, off world, and into the afterlife. Over into the spiritual universe. You hear me? We could take it there. But I'm thinking about Little Red Riding Hood, the beings that are new to their journey, and the big bad wolf just looking to prey on them and lead them astray and harbor them. Because nobody think about those new people. They just want to sound deep and heavy to them. But when you put your heart on the scale, it better not be heavy. It needs to be light as a feather. Right? And so I attempt to liquefy this information to you guys so you can process it correctly. Right? So you got me hurt, Newt, Moot, Net. That all represent the sky. Who else, y'all? Neath. They all represent the sky. They hold the celestial bodies in their bosom. You see that? Same thing with Het Heru. I left Het Heru out. We're going to talk about Het Heru on the 7th, on the 8th. Het Heru, who they call Hathor, right? Or Hathor. This is your knowledge. Shu is a male. Shu represents the spirit, right? Shu represents the spirit. Let me show you. This is Raynology. Let me put the website up. Click the link in my bio. Come and join us on the school. I can't add you in there right now while I'm writing on the board, but just bear with me. Bear with me. We're going to get there. In this great day and time called New Tirade. Y'all just keep tapping that screen for me if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, and I'll keep on flowing. I keep flowing. The more that y'all keep tapping that screen, the more we going to keep on going, right? Let me put the website up here for you guys. Come join the 1089 tech community. All you got to do is purchase a piece of tech from off of the site, right? And this is Raynology. The study of knowing the self, the study of knowing the soul, right? Shu is number 11. And what we do, that means oh breath, which is spirit, which is symbolic of the Ka, right? That's the Ka. And most people think it's 360 degrees. It is 360 degrees in the circle. That's 2 dimensions. As Raynologists, we deal with 361 degrees to 363 degrees. That's a sphere. You see that? A sphere is 3-dimensional. So for all those people to be out there talking all that 5D, we in 5D, I'm in 4D. Your ass just starting to wake up to the 3rd dimension. You've been operating in the linear thought form. You've been operating from 2 dimensions. This is why some people think that the planet is flat, which is a false awareness. Listen, in order for something to be flat, it had to first be inflated, right? It had to first be inflated. He said, are Shu and Selket related? All of the two are related. That's a little, you're going to have to be a little bit more vivid about that. Related how? How do you mean? Let's look at Bait Akir, that's number 64. Had to be a little bit more vivid about that, loved one. This is my piece of paper, it is. 64. Okay. Trying to see here. Trying to see how they relate. That's why I say you got to ask the complete question in order for me to give a complete response. Because I think Selket is the liberator. Right? Yeah. He said Moses didn't have crystals on his staff. Moses is Ramesses. When you say Moses, you know, so instead of just asking a question and attempt to try to throw jabs from an anonymous account, when you say Moses, because who picked Moses up out the water, y'all? User 5055. You know who picked up Moses? Ra Moses. Ramesses. Right? And he belonged to the order of Thoth. Thoth Mos. You see that? What the Greeks did was got rid of Tahuti, turned him into Thoth, got rid of his ass, and came up with Moses. Said that nigga had 10 commandments. And nobody could find the damn commandments. And them 2 tablets they be showing you with the little Charleston Heston dude holding, that's called the Enuma Elish that he's holding. Those are Akkadian records. There's no proof that a Moses even ever existed. You can't even prove to me that a Moses existed. The closest you're going to get is Ramesses. And I told y'all, the vowels are interchangeable. Masis is Moses, right? Thahmos. Then you got Ahmos. These is actual beings that actually existed. And you can see the Moses in there. Ahmosis. So what you talking about? You coming in here trying to throw jabs and throw us off of what we talking about, man. And I know you a troll. Let me click on him. Yeah, just mute his little ass. You ain't even got enough heart to show who you are. You a coward. Coming in here trying to disrupt this Raynology. That shit didn't expire. Religion has expired. Spoiler alert, that shit ended. The debates is over. That's why I don't like to go into people's room and they be debating about, man, fuck that religious shit. It's over with. I debunked it. Because you can't show me that, you can't prove that anyone in these religious scriptures actually existed. You can't show me the grave site of Abraham. You can't show me the grave site of Moses. You can't show me the grave site of King Solomon. You can't show me the grave site of King David. Those are some nice stories, right? But prove to me that they actually existed. You cannot. It's impossible. I bet you wouldn't bet your life on it. I bet you that. You can't prove that they existed. Shouts out to Zahi Hawass, the leading anthropologist for the Happy Now Valley. In the year 2000 AD, January the 1st, on ABC News, they probably done wiped it from the internet because I done tried to find it. They done wiped that shit. I know they did, right? They don't want y'all to get that truth. But they found the actual tomb of Osset, who you refer to as Isis. They found the actual tomb of Haru, who you refer to as Horus, where they got Tammuz from and where they got Jesus from, right? And they actually found Osaru. Segueing back in the earlier, the person said something about Osiris. That's Osaru, right? The Greek name is Osiris. And when they found his tomb, Zahi Hawass, don't believe me, look this name up right here. Zahi Hawass found the actual tomb of Osaru. And that shit was chopped up in 14 pieces. And they tried to carbon date it. They muted him out when he said how old that tomb was. They muted him out. They did not want you to hear how old this tomb was because it predated everything that they had to say about the Bible. It predated everything that was said about the Torah, the Talmud, and the Tanakh. It predated everything that was supposed to be true in the Quran. But he showed you the piece, they showed you the sliced up body of Osaru. It no longer was a myth. It no longer was a speculation. But it became an empirical fact beyond a shadow of a doubt. Right? That's Zahi Hawass. Shouts out to Ricky. M2R. If y'all ask y'all questions, please leave a full question. Going back to the soul, she asked about the breath, the liberator, and the spirit, and all of that, right? She was talking about liberation. The liberator, Selket, who is the scorpion. That's the scorpion. Number 58. Selket. She's the liberator of the breath. That's the liberator of the spirit. Those are two different things. Just because they're using the same word, that don't mean that they're the same thing. You follow what I'm saying? But they use the word breath in the translation. You follow that? But the spirit gets liberated from the body. And it does this every night when you go down to rest. And that's what that's meaning. And those are two different things because she's not a part of the Enad. And to show proof of this is if you look at Selket, if you pay close attention, it is show that she's an earth deity. Shu is one of the Enad, right? He is from the committee of deities. He sits in a certain ranking system that's primordial, and she comes after that. I hope that answers your question. You just got to study a little bit further, beloved. But you're on the right page, right? Selket, the liberator of the spirit. We could take that, say 5 times 8 is what? 5 times 8 is 40. That'll give us 40 is Neith. Neith is the weaver, right? That's the mother of Nut. And then you see, put Nut right there in parentheses. 5 plus 8, turn the X into a plus sign, and that'll give us 13, right? That's dealing with Geb, who is time. He's also the first father of the planet, and he also represents the earth. Father time. That's where they get father time from. It's from Geb. So when you say 5 plus 8 from Selket, the liberator of the spirit, you see that? This is how you use raynology in order to describe the sims that are being presented from the Netaru. But let me go back into what I was attempting to show you guys. Let me break it down for you because you're trying to go too far ahead of yourself. And like I told you, you got to take this shit a bite at a time, right? So people that do 360, somebody, somebody in the community, or you don't have to be in the community. Tell me how you get how do you divide 361 evenly? How do you get 361? Somebody tell me. 361. We know how you get to 360, right? 2 divided by 360 is what? 18. 2 going to 36 2 times, and then it go into 0 times. That's 360. What about when you say 2 divided by 36? How you get 361 out of that? Somebody let me know. Don't worry, I'll wait. Remember, this is Raynology, and we're dealing with the laws of reflection, right? You see reflection through the noon. You see reflections through Newt. And you see reflections through the gateways, right? Somebody tell me. Let me get some more water. You see, anybody get it? Anybody get it, Gary? Ain't nobody get it, man? Gary, like, man, I ain't thinking about them. Let's see. Nope. Ricky didn't pin it, so I guess ain't nobody get it, right? Not even nobody in the community. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's 19 times 19. I'll give you 361. You see that? Now, how you get 363? See, y'all be going too fast. Y'all try to go too far ahead of yourself. And y'all not studying these whiteboards, tech community. Y'all got to study them whiteboards. Study the whiteboards. Start studying those whiteboards. Dr. Ray gonna have to cease from popping up in the 1089 tech space. I'm gonna just start coming in on Mondays until y'all get it. We got a large database. Y'all should know this. How do you get 363, somebody? All right. I'll help you out. How you get there is 11 times 11. You know, y'all need to y'all need to ask Brother Rich that from 363 Magic. Ask that nigga where he got that 363 from. See if he gonna say my name. That's 121. You see that? 121 times 3 dimensions give you 363 of physical knowledge. Raynology deals with the laws of reflection, and you get 363 degrees of physical knowledge, 363 degrees of spiritual knowledge, and 363 degrees of mental knowledge. that give you 1089 degrees of clarity. You see that? Clarity is the frequency of divine intellect. That's the farthest you can go in this dimension. In order to escape this dimension, in order for you to be liberated from this dimension. You follow that? And this is how you liberate yourself from this dimension, right? This for the soul. 58, the liberator of the breath. You say 5 plus 8, I'll give you what? 13. 13 times 3 dimensions, I'll give you 39. Who was the 39th Netaru? The soul. Who's the 39th Netaru? Anybody who was the 39th Netaru. I ain't gonna I don't expect you to be that up on it. Not to say that you're not studious and up on it, but that's right. That's right, the soul. Thank you. The soul ain't been in the tech community 6 months, and she up on it, y'all. She was already on it. Hika. Hika is the personification of magic. I want to say that that's right. Let me see. Let me double check. Yeah, the personification of magical powers. Right? And that's dealing with invocation. This is how you use raynology. This is how you use raynology, beloved. Y'all need to come on out to the seminar, man. Come on out. Because I got layers upon layers of this shit for you. We will have clarity in this great damn time called Noon Tirade. Come get hit with the Baruti staff. Get those chakras spinning in the right direction. And for all the people that get VIP tickets, I'm telling you, on the prerequisite day, which would be the day before we begin the seminar, I'm going to do up to, I want to say 3 or 4. We're going to do 4 VIP tickets. Y'all get those VIP tickets. You get hit with the staff on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Right? You're going to get hit with the staff 3 days in a row. And that's definitely going to open you up to your extra sensory perceptional range. Right? Put you on an intuitive frequency in one sitting. Right? Y'all follow all of this? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Right? So remember, you got 360 degrees of knowledge. Anybody you see that say they got 360 degrees, they dealing with 2 dimensions. They're not dealing in 3 dimensions, you guys. Right? They can't even reach the overstanding, which is required of 360 degrees of physical knowledge and 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge, which will give you 720 degrees of overstanding. But in order to get that 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge of the two-dimensional polarity, you first got to master the physical. You got to master the physical first. What does that entail, Dr. Ray? You need to learn the physical anatomy. You need to know all 99 elements. You follow? You need to know the human systems in the body and how they function. This is what was required. You need to know the 4 main elements. And you need to be able to break things down to a plasmatic level. And then the spiritual information will just start flowing through you because you're already a spiritual being. And then you will be liberating your spirit from the physical dimension and you'll stop operating like you're a physical being. Because the physical being is limited, right? It can only access the ego or the physical mind. Y'all following what I'm saying? It should be filling in a lot of gaps for you. Because see, that's what them seminars is for. They're there to fill in the gaps. You get a whole, and after the seminars, when every time you see me, you're going to be seeing stuff on a different level than everybody else based on where you left off at within the seminars or the events, right? But it's always going to be something missing because this shit don't stop, man. It's infinite. It's eternal. It's coming from an eternal station within the tapestries of existence, within the tapestries of creation. And it's been deduced down into a dimension where people are under the illusion of time, called the dream spell. You're actually functioning in a physical dream. You're in a physical dream pretending to be a human, pretending to be the Play-Doh that came out the ground, right? The Play-Doh on the potter's wheel, who was Khnum. Y'all got that? I'll give y'all a minute to screenshot that. Leave a 9. Leave a 9 in the comment section when y'all got that. Let me get some 9s so I could erase the board. Okay. People in the tech community, y'all should have this, man. Y'all should know this stuff. Y'all should know it. All right, y'all got that? Somebody like, oh man, I wasn't finished. Hey, go back over everything again. I came in late. I told you this for the people that's in alignment with themselves, but it's looking to get in alignment. Your oversoul gave you the prompting, and you missed it, right? You playing in the Play-Doh. They call that the clay, which is put on the potter's wheel. Who controls the potter's wheel? Anybody know? Where my Egyptologists at? My people that study the Neteru. Where y'all at? Where my people that study that? No, you guessing, Mother Edinburgh. I'll tell you about guessing. There you go. L know what time it is. That might be one of my Ramesses Lodge brothers right there. Khnum. Khnum. There, thank you. Look at it. Number 48. And what do Khnum look like? Anybody know? What type of head does Khnum have? That's right. He's a ram. Thank you, L. Fill it in for him, brother. Fill it in. They tell you, and then he is the grand architect of time and space, right? This is where they get the term goat from. And they turned that into Baphomet. They turned that into Capricorn. They turned that into Krampus. They turned that into Pan. You see that? I keep telling y'all, they're taking your culture away from you. You gotta want it. You gotta want your culture back. And you gotta take it back from their ass. Cause they reconfiguring all your shit. Cause they don't think you want it. Some of y'all so damn hell bent on proving that you an indigenous Indian. And it ain't no disrespect to none of that shit. But it don't have no knowledge attached to that. Ain't no knowledge to that. I'm just keeping it 10K with you, man. You can't even tie all that shit in together the right way. You can't even do that without that ley line. Can't do none of that without Giza, without Sahu. Because that's where I always, and I'm not saying that stuff ain't right, but see, they use that ley line to move across the Bering Strait before the continents got separated. And they called this land Utla. Later it became known as Atla. Remember I told y'all the vowels are interchangeable. Atla means home away from home. This was a vacation resort for them. You hear me? This was a vacation resort. Hold up a second. Let me pull up my notes. I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly.